I don't know how long you guys been around, but back in the day, I'm talking years and years ago, even before Wano, there was this agenda that it took one Yonko to fight 3 admirals, and like the admirals might even lose depending on who you were. Like if you were Roger and beyond like Yonko level, apparently like Pirate King level, even though that doesn't exist, you could potentially beat 3 admirals at the same time. And I just think that's funny regarding this chapter because we got a marine, aka Garp, this admiral level fighter right now. Probably he's not Pirate King level yet, wink wink, Pirate King level. And he's making 3 future Yonkos run.
Well, obviously they aren't in their primes yet. Stop being so dumb.
Say that as you will, okay? That's low-key, there's truth to that. But miss me with the whole excuse saying they didn't want to fight Garp for a reason. The circumstances didn't allow them to fight properly. Oh, so we're making excuses for the Yonko looking goofy against admirals. Kind of like what admiral fans been doing for how many years now. But hey, we don't want to hear that shit though. But seriously though, let's talk about chapter 1161 in this video. But before we get into it guys, if I can ask you to subscribe to the channel and like the video, would very much appreciate it. Especially if you're a returning viewer, because 80% of you guys tune in without making the commitment. Listen guys, I got you with content. Don't worry, till the end of One Piece. Don't be shy, like join me. These chapter reviews are only gonna get better. The chapter starts and we see the big 3 names and why they're in God Valley. Garp is looking for Roger, Roger's looking for Shakky, and Rox is looking for his family. We see Dragon running around looking for a marine ship with baby Shamrock and Shanks in his arms. Then boom! Right in the back, Sabo style, in the throne room, piercing him, and he falls to the ground, dropping both babies. It's revealed that he got hit by Saint Mafia, Holy Knight, that looks kinda strange and has strange teeth. I guess she's human, half something else. I would think she's a fisherman, but those guys are racist up in the Holy Land, so I don't know if they would allow a fisherman to be a knight. She looks a bit weird, but it's still pretty cool, her design. I mean, regardless, she has a chest on her, so I'm assuming some of you guys are looking at her a bit freaky, but that's all you. The lady ends up finding out Dragon has Garling's kids, and ends up taking Shamrock. Dragon feels like those kids are his only source of redemption being on this island, which is a very noble thing to say. His father should take notes. Then out of nowhere again, BAM! She gets sliced in half by the previous world's strongest swordsman, Whitebeard. That's a joke. We then get a full spread of the core Rox Pirate members like the goats of the crew besides Rox, the future Yonko and Shakky. And Shakky was a Yonko too according to some people's out of manga sources. I don't really give a fuck about none of that shit. They end up aura farming on fodder because some of the fodder for some reason think, and I see this a lot in One Piece, that they can take down the Rox pirates and strong pirates in general and get clout from it. But like what kind of NPC statement is this? Yo, if we take the Rox pirates down, we'll be famous. What? Like if I heard that shit, that's not getting me to go run at these guys. And then what just ends up happening is the NPCs just start to listen and they just start doing dumb shit with this guy and just start marching to their death. Dragon, who's worried about losing the babies, comes to find out that there's one still left and he remains unconscious, and it's baby Shanks. He's knocked out and has a little cocoa on his head. This could be the reason for many things in the future. Like this could be why Shanks, what am I even talking about? I was gonna try to call him a retard and I was gonna try to roach for him being stupid, but I couldn't really find a reason. We cut to Garp and instantly I'm hit with agenda. Garp, charging up a fist, says I found a prime fishing spot. Minus a couple of aura points for this because that's not how you sound cool, Garp. We gotta work on that shit, bro. Garp ends up pressing Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard and makes them run like Green Bull. They say it's Garp. Run. A fight with him would drag on for too long. I don't give a what she said. I don't care. Agenda. They're scared of Garp. I don't read. I don't read. Is what you agenda pushing freaks should say if you were to be fair. Fuck the context. All I know is these guys are running. But in all seriousness though, having Whitebeard there and they're still running does mean a whole lot. Because if you want to say Whitebeard's not at his prime, you could kind of make the argument for Garp as well. Because he's rather young in this flashback. I mean, so is other people. What's funny is that Garp could probably solo these guys. Listen, I said probably, okay? Kaido would have got bitched because he's very young right now and he's very weak. And he's nowhere near the level of Garp. Some would even argue he's not even when he's a grown man, but hey, that's a different story. And Whitebeard would probably be the only tough part of this fight. And Garp is still probably stronger than Whitebeard right now. And Big Mom would probably get bitched too. Because Big Mom isn't even a factor. And even in her so-called prime, she's still proving that she's trash. She tries to hit Garp with the Zeus and Prometheus and does like this insane cannon attack. Garp eats it and shrugs it off like nothing happened to him, like everybody's been doing in the series. He says another corny joke talking about that shit can't even cook prime ribs. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You have Lillian saying fuck because that's probably her best attack, and like she knows this guy would cook her. You honestly, they're right to run from this guy. It feels kind of shameless with Whitebeard though, I won't lie. I didn't take him for a man who runs from top tiers, especially when he becomes the strongest one. But hey man, the marine agenda is back on the map, boy. That's some kind of upskill right there. Don't ask me how, it just is. We see Dragon trying to escape with Shanks, promising that he will save him at least, even if he couldn't save his brother. Which is sad to know, since if Dragon saved Shamrock, he wouldn't have grew up in the Matrix being evil with all these other fucked guys. We see another Holy Knight with a weird frog tongue shooting people, I guess. We cut to Summers entering the room to go visit Shakky. It seems that Shakky cooked all the guards watching over her. Finally, she did something useful. But Summers sees this shit and says, how distasteful. There's nothing worse than a woman who knows her worth, and then slaps the fuck out of her. Who the fuck is this guy? What do you mean? Like, bro, this guy needs to die. I seen some people gassing up Summers for being in this. Listen, I'm not one of those people. I don't get happy seeing this. Like, there's no way a guy talking like this should be allowed to live. Like, you should die. But I would be lying if I said this whole Shakky plotline didn't make me resent her a bit. So, like, the fact that people don't like Shakky, I do understand that. But regardless, though, Summers is a goof. I don't know who the fuck he is, and I don't know who he's talking to right now and who's he slapping, because you're about to get cooked. And then he also fucked around with Nico Robin. My girl, you don't do that shit. We don't do that shit. Like, this guy, like, needs to die. You guys know who has to handle this woman beater, right? And it's fucking slave owner. There's probably so many other things you could call him. I've been saying this for months. You guys should know who needs to handle him. I dare you to touch Nami. I fucking dare you to touch her, and you will see an enemy stronger than you ever seen before. I promise you that. Shakky then tries to kick him, but it doesn't work. This maniac realizes that Garling has more pull and say in him and the Holy Knights organization, so he realizes this isn't his bitch. So he thinks he might as well just pack her for her satisfaction. Seeing as everyone's trying to save her, just to find out she's dead would be hilarious. We then see Roger encounter Whitebeard and they clash. He then tells Rayleigh to go save Shakky. He has his hands full, and that's a W character development for Roger, because if this was Roger like 10 chapters ago, I would have expected him to yell, "Don't you think about saving her, Rayleigh? This is my girl." But you just said, fuck it, man. Go save your girl. I know she wants you anyways. Cut back to Summers preaching a whole ritual on this girl before he kills her, just because she's looking afraid and trying to fight for her life. This man is giving her a life lesson because of what? What do you mean life's a bitch? Bro, you're a talking about your wishful thinking will go to waste. I'll hit you with 5 slashes and shit. Bro, is this how the world government goes down? Like, is this their meta? Is this game to these guys? Like, fuck all of that, bro. How about I'll send you to the darkest shadows of the underworld? Word to my guy Silver's Rayleigh, who pulls up and sends his goofy ass predator into a wall with a flank slash, calling it some fuckery. I won't lie, I don't even know what the fuck this is. Transcendent Hegan Crescent. First ever Rayleigh attack, which sounds like some nonsense. He aura farms a bit, you know, like a white knight. Shakky remembers the note that she gave him, and he actually is fulfilling it. He says, "I'm here to save you." She starts crying, he starts crying, holding each other. The typical, "It took you long enough," a cheesy romantic line after you save a bitch. Rayleigh was about to say, "I'll never leave you again," crying, but it gets cut off by these two jealous boys over here. I can't lie, bro. They're crying and shit, hugging like this is some romantic past they had. Like, he finally saved her, like they loved each other all this time and shit. Bro, Rayleigh did not give a fuck about you until he seen that note. He's like, oh, I can get a piece of this. Bro, like, what's this over affection? Like, these guys like been had some romantic, like, bro, maybe they did, maybe I'm just talking shit. But yeah, guys, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about the chapter down below. Next one's gonna be peak. I'm here for it, and I'll see you guys next time.